My audience. It's 2014 and the year of the 22nd Winter Olympic Games, and one of the most anticipated events at these games is played on only a quarter-inch of steel. Considered to be the fastest and one of the roughest sports on ice, hockey is a sport to watch these Olympic Games. Hockey is a great sport if you know what you're doing and what you're watching. That's why I'm here to tell you what to watch for on the ice so you can enjoy the sport like so many others do. I will tell you what you need to get started, the basic rules, and some of the many infractions that can occur while playing. First, what will you need to play hockey? If you plan on just going to your local outdoor rink and playing a pickup game, you won't need much. Just a good pair of skates and a stick. These are the essentials for anyone just looking to have a little fun. But keep in mind that you aren't protected very much. If you want to actually get into some competitive hockey games, you are going to have a little bit more equipment. To play competitively, you need an arrangement of pads and protective gear. Mainly, you will need shin pads, shoulder pads, chest protector, elbow pads, gloves, breezers, a jock protector, and the all-important helmet. This list is the main assortment of protective gear that you will see players wearing. Next, I will be telling you of some of the basic rules that go along with playing hockey. Every sport has their own set of governing rules, and hockey is no different. A typical rink can be divided into three main sections: one team's defensive zone, the neutral zone, and the other team's defensive zone. It's important to understand this because many of the rules depend on the distinction between these zones. Icing. Icing is when the puck goes from one zone across the red line into the other team's defensive zone across the goal line without being touched. This results in a stoppage of play and a face-off in the team that iced the puck's defensive zone. Offsides. An offsides call occurs when the team entering their offensive zone, the other team's defensive zone, has a player cross a blue line before the puck does. This results in a stoppage of play and a face-off on the dot closest to where the call was made, outside the attacking zone for that team. A goal. A goal is awarded to a team if the puck crosses the goal line into the opposing team's net. This results in a stoppage of play and a face-off at center ice. The time limits. Each hockey game is divided into 3 periods. Each period lasts for 20 minutes with stoppages of time for every stoppage of play. An overtime period can occur if the score is tied at the end of regulation play. This lasts for 5 minutes and the team that scores first wins the game. These are the basic rules that govern play in hockey, but there are many infractions that can occur during gameplay that greatly influence the outcome of a game. These infractions are called penalties. They can occur for many reasons. Here I will outline a few of these penalties and what happens to a player if they receive a penalty. Stick-related penalties. Tripping. As the name implies, using your stick to trip an opposing player. Hooking. As NHL's official rules state, hooking is the act of using a stick to restrain an opposing player's movement. High sticking. NHL's official rules states that a high sticking penalty is to be called if contact is made to an opponent above the shoulders. Slashing. USA Hockey Guidelines says that slashing is the swinging of a stick at another player whether or not contact is made. Cross-checking. USA Hockey Guidelines says that a minor or major penalty shall be assessed to a player who delivers a check to an opponent using the stick with both hands on the stick and no portion of that stick on the ice. There are a few other stick-related penalties that I won't go over in detail because they are not as common, but they include spearing and butt ending. Other than those, many physical penalties can be called. I won't name all of them, just the ones that I think are more common. All of these come from NHL's official rules. Holding. Any action that impedes a player's movement, whether or not they are in possession of the puck. Boarding. Any check or pushing action that results in the player violently hitting the boards. Charging. Any player who, as a result of distance traveled, violently hits another player. Roughing. Any punching motion with the hand or fist. Interference. Any movement, check, or push that restrains an opposing player's movement. Elbowing. The use of an extended elbow in a manner that may or may not cause injury. Checking from behind. A check to a player that is not aware of the impending hit that is to be delivered to the back part of the body. All of these penalties, stick and physically related, result in the player being removed from the ice for 2 minutes, and the team the player is on is down a man for that time. These penalties can also be escalated into a 5-minute major if the player injures another player. I've gone over some of the basics about hockey, the gear needed, the basic rules and violations that can occur. When you keep all these things in mind, hockey can be a very fun, challenging sport to play. So whether you are just playing for fun or you want to play competitively, remember the basics.